and welcome back to the Early Morning Sunday Show. The show that recently received the award for being the classiest show in the vinyl community. Yeah, so, a lot of people don't know about those awards, but I'm pretty sure I got that. I think I did. So, welcome and cheers. So, the opening was not on Van Gogh. It was Pizarro at there was a big Pizarro exhibition at the our Denver Art Museum. So we went down to see that. Unbeknownst to me, it was free day at the museum. So that baby was humming, man. It was there was a lot of people, but that's okay. Though at times, it's kind of hard to get in to see some of the pictures, but still it was good. I don't know a lot on Pizarro. I have a lot of books on the Impressionists. Actually, I have a fairly large collection of books on art. But I have not read a biography on Pizarro yet. Read a lot on this guy, Van Gogh, though. But yeah, it was fun to do. Very, very nice. So did that last weekend. Otherwise, we have yet to have snow in Denver. This is the second longest on record of not having snow. Finally, the mountains are getting some, but not a lot. But it's here, Denver. It's been bone dry. Not complaining. Not complaining. We could use some rain, but I really don't need the snow, so that's all right. Today on Sunday it would be 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, I'm going to be on a live stream with Chris Mann. His channel is The Vinyl Man, M-A-N-N, Chris Mann. I guess there's going to be 4 or 5 of us on there. I don't usually do live streams. In fact, rarely do I do live streams. But Chris has been a good friend in the VC. I thought, well, we'll give it a shot and see what we do, see what happens. So if you're bored, maybe your football team's not doing too good or whatever, feel free to pop on over and see what it's about. I tell you the topic, but I don't even know what the topic's going to be, which is fine. Just give me whatever. We'll talk. So 1 o'clock Mountain, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. The rest of you figure it out. Thanks. And happy Thanksgiving for those in the U.S. It's going to be Thanksgiving. So, all right. And my whole family gets together now because we're all together. So that's going to be exciting. So happy Black Friday. Happy Record Store Day, Black Friday. Hope you get everything in your stockings that you wanted on that day. It's such an exciting day. Go out and have some fun. Or just go out and wave at people in line and go, there's nothing in there, you morons. What are you waiting on for? Or jump in line. However you want to celebrate it, but happy Record Store Day, Black Friday. And to celebrate it, I'm now going to show you some records. We're going to begin with one that just recently came out, and I saw this on a channel, Richard's Vinyl Tap House. Richard, who lives also in Aurora. We've gotten together a couple times, and hopefully some more, Richard. It would be fun. But he showed this and just loved it, but then he is a gigantic Gary Numan fan. I like Gary Numan, but I'm not a fan like Richard is. Richard really, 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 really likes Gary Numan. So this is the live album came out, Gary Numan Live at Wembley. And just so you know, he's putting out, I believe, or maybe already did, another live album. And it is a triple. And there's a hype sticker in the way of there, so you can see that. Okay, and it's one of those where they put the freaking album in the middle too. Sucks, but what are you going to do? That's the way it is. Gary wanted it that way. That's the way Gary wants it. That's the way we do it. So, this A Perfect Circle Live, and this came out this year. Gary Numan hadn't played at Wembley in 41 years. Think about 41 years. But in 1981, he was playing there, and he did 3 extravagant shows there. he got so tired of all of it. He wasn't enjoying this whatsoever. And I think it's just his personality and touring, it wasn't working. And he says, I'm never touring again. And he left. I'm not going to do it. And he realized later in life that that was a huge mistake. Should not have done that. The fact is, though, he did do more live shows, but he never went back to Wembley. But the other part of it is, though, his Cars album was so successful. His next ones were okay, but he kind of just began to disappear. In the U.S., he like really disappeared. But he's been prolific with the amount of records that he has put out. When you look at a Gary Newman discography, it will cost you. King Gizzard have nothing on him, but a lot of it's live shows, but not at Wembley. So this is his return to Wembley. And a lot of the music is from Intruder, but there is a really nice mix of his classics along with the new music. And so you're going to get it all on there. The sound quality is very, very good. It sounds great. You know what? I would not even know it's a live album. It just sounds so good. You don't hear the audience or anything in there. And the music it's very crystal clear. It really sounded great. This was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I do like Gary Newman a lot. I don't have tons of his albums. A lot of them are very expensive now. In fact, I have one of mine it's worth over $100. It's like, wow. But I think people found him more and more, and of course he was so influential on people like Trent Reznor and a number of others when it came to electronics. So Gary Newman, A Perfect Circle live at the Wembley. But I was in a record store, I don't know, probably a few months back, and I found this in one of the stores, and it's an original of replicas. And I had recently shown replicas because I bought a reissue, and I didn't have an original, obviously. And you don't see a lot of Gary Newman out there. I mean, back in the 80s, you could just go to any bargain bin and pick up Gary Newman. It was just very much, $1, $2, super cheap to get. But those days are long gone now. So I saw this. It does have some ring wear. The vinyl's really, really good. And I thought, you know what? I might as well pick this up and grab it. And obviously, it has, my friend Electric is on here. Me, I Disconnect You. There's a lot of great songs on this. When I first bought this, I didn't buy it when it came out. I had Cars, and I bought the next couple albums after Cars. And then I bought this in the very first Two-Boy Army, and I just kind of, that's not Cars. I mean, this is the closest thing to Cars, but it's like, now I listen to it, and I really like this album a lot. I think it's just fantastic. It's just again, he's getting ready to do his Cars stuff, but good stuff from him. And this is the last one where it says Two-Boy Army. It just becomes Gary Newman. Last record store day, one of the number one picks I wanted, that suddenly didn't appear on record store day. It just got dropped. They did didn't come out, but now it has. Peter Droge. And we have Necktie Second. I bought the CD when it came out. I really liked it. I liked it. I didn't love it. Now I'm gonna have to give it a love. You know, it was a me gustaría, and now it's a me encanta. I love this thing. Peter Droge was born in Oregon, 1969, but no parents. He was adopted, and when his adopted family they moved to Seattle, and from there, you know, part of the music scene, part of Seattle. You know, just he had pretty much a basic life. He formed a couple when he was young. He formed some garage rock bands and some rock bands. But, you know, he's in Seattle. What else are you going to do? His music now, you know, when he started, it was more kind of that punkier, that harder, maybe a little more garagey. But he was with groups. He then married Elaine Summers. And Elaine Summers has been a big part of his life. In fact, they are still married. And with that, you know, they began working on music together. And Summers would go out and she would harmonize with him as they were playing, obviously, and still does. And so, I mean, it's a beautiful kind of story there where, you know, she comes in and he goes solo. She's there with him every step of the way. So she does backing vocals on his albums and, of course, gets to play tambourine. You know, a lot of times background vocalists get to play tambourine. It's kind of cool. His music has always been more alt rock, or shall we say alternative and folk rock. Alternative and folk rock might be best to say it. We got the inside there. And this was a special edition. I was notified by my friend Michael Christensen sent me a note. And then Brian Lozo out in Maine, he sent me a note too and says, hey, man, Peter Droge is coming out. And Brian's channel is Shamrock Records. I think it's Shamrock Records. So they said, because they knew I wanted this. And they go, Peter is releasing it himself. So I put in my order for that. It was a limited amount, and I was able to get one. So this is his debut album out in 1994, Necktie Second. On here, there was the big hit, If You Don't Love Me, I'll Kill Myself. And it really became big because it was on the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack, along with, from this album, Sunspot Stopwatch, and So I Am Over You. I think that was it. So I Am Over You. Let's see. Yeah, So I Am Over You was the other one. So those, yeah, I mean, Dumb and Dumber, the movie did well. People liked the soundtrack, and it got him noticed. So noticed that Rick Rubin liked what he heard and took him on to American Recordings, brought him in. Tom Petty heard it. And Tom Petty really liked the music of Peter Droge. In fact, Peter Droge, people would say he's like a younger Tom Petty. And he was really compared with him, similar vocal styles and things. So that's always been part of it. But he toured extensively with Petty, being his opening band. But what you get on here is you get a lot of roots rock. There's a lot of acoustic guitars and very much confessional lyrics. It's a 2-album set because, again, it came out in CD and now in vinyl to get it all in there. It took 3 sides. But on the 4th side, which I really like, on the 4th side, he took some of these songs from here, including If You Don't Love Me, I'll Kill Myself, but he re-recorded it as If You Don't Love Me, I'll Love Myself. Fun, see? And it's acoustic. It sounds incredible. I mean, what he does, he comes in with the acoustics. There's might be a little steel or slide guitar, whatever, thrown in there. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love side 4, the acoustic set. And I never really thought I would ever say, I really like the acoustic stuff better. That's generally, it must be old age or whatever coming in. but it's very, very good, and I truly enjoyed it. So, super happy to get this thing. You know, I didn't get on a record store day. I'm seeing if I had anything else in there, like a new picture of him, but no, we don't. We just have, you know, the old picture there. I don't think his wife's in there. So, but yeah, cool stuff. Peter Droge, so happy to finally get Necktie Second. Excellent stuff.
If you don't love me, I love myself.
Now back to the garage rock, because I've been playing a hell of a lot of garage rock and have had a lot come in. And this one is The Sick Rose. And the name of the album is Faces. This is garage rock from Italy. Yeah, Italy. And we have in here, you know, that we got The Sick Rose and a comic. Morton Astad. Probably should have this. We got a cool comic. So that's nice to have. And as far as the album itself, The Sick Rose. Okay. So, Italian garage rock. This group formed in '83, and they're still going at it. They are still doing it, making it happen. 60 styles, kind of garage rock, but there's a lot of energy. There's some toughness to it. Really, really nice. You have Luca Ray on vocals, Renato Doro on Fafsa organ. Lots of Fafsa, if that's what you like. Maurizio Campazzi on bass, Dante Germiano on drums, and Diego Messe on the guitar. Yeah, I think I said all those right. We're just going to go with it. So, I mean, this group, when they came out, they had a global impact. This album had a global impact similar to the Chesterfield Kings. Now, maybe not in the U.S., but other places, people around the world went nuts for The Sick Rose. And, I mean, look at this. I mean, is it real or is it not real? I don't know. Can he see? Can he not see? I don't know. I mean, does he wear glasses? We just don't know. Wow, what a head of hair, huh? Isn't that something? But this is their debut album that came out in 1986. This is a reissue from 2016, though. Not a cheap album to get, but it is just kind of filled with just this super fuzzed out guitars. I mean, incredible. And Luca Ray, his voice, has that snotty kind of fun garage rock sound to it. Excellent stuff. There are actually a couple melodic, shall we say, garage pop songs like Everyone Wants to Know, and I'm not trying to, what was that other one? Oh yeah, I Don't Care, She Don't Care, I believe was, no, there it is. I'm not trying to hurt you was one like that. You go, oh yeah, that was that melodic pop one. Oh yeah, okay. But this is really good. I've had a lot of garage rock coming in. I've been really liking it. It's just some good stuff, and this is outstanding garage rock out of Italy. Italy's putting out I'm buying some great albums out of Italy lately that I've really been enjoying on two-piece kind of garage rock bands. This thing, wow. And wowzers, that's hair. Holy cow. I wonder how long that took to do.
You got no ticket to get there. But someday I will be gone. You'll spend the time between crying and your home. Day by day, I lose my life.
Let's move over to Joy Division, the Peel Sessions. But this isn't just the Peel Session. It's a textured cover. Yeah, I didn't go. Is that collectible textured cover? And you are right. It is. Just happened to find it in a store. Joy Division, 76 through 1980, obviously through the tragic death of their lead singer, Ian Curtis. They started as called Stiff Kitty, or Stiff Kittens, and then they became Warsaw, but there was another group called Warsaw Pact or something like that, and they thought, well, let's just name ourselves Joy Division, which sounds like a great name until you find out they actually named it from the slavery wing of the Nazi concentration camps, the sexual slavery ring of Nazi concentration camps, and that's dark. I mean, that's real dark. And that's what Joy Division was. They were pretty dark. Joy Division started with Bernard Sumner and Peter Hook. They went to a Sex Pistols show, and they heard the Sex Pistols play and watched them play and go, well, we can do that. Let's do that. So they went out, and Bernard Sumner bought keyboards. Peter Hook bought a bass. And they started to learn to play it. There was a drummer that had seen the Sex Pistols, and his name was Terry Mason. And actually, he wasn't a drummer, but now he was, because he went out and bought drums. So again, they began bashing all this together. Put a sign up: we need a singer in a record store, and Ian Curtis applies. And they just liked him, and they didn't even have him even audition. They just said, you're hired, man. You're in. Well, Terry Mason eventually says, hey, I'm going to manage the band. They brought in another drummer. The other drummer was more punk, not going the direction they wanted, so out he went. The revolving drummer syndrome was happening here, and they brought in Stephen Morris as the third drummer. So there we have it, and away we had Joy Division. Only put out 2 albums, which is sad. Post-punk, goth rock. Ian Curtis's voices, or that baritone, so sets the tone for this group. It really does, and it just makes it very kind of a dark type music, but songs are exciting. It's hard hitting, but it just feels so dark and uneasy. This has on here has Love Will Tear Us Apart, 24 Hours, Colony, Sound of Music, and Peel Sessions are great. Here's all the Peel Sessions you can see here, I guess, that you could probably get, or those might just be all the groups that he played. I mean, John Peel's great. I got a huge biography from him, well worth reading. So great things. This is cool with the textured sleeve. Joy Division. Final album of the day, and we have Brahms Symphony Number 1. Johannes Brahms, out of Germany, 1833 to 1897. Virtuoso pianist, but also composer and conductor from the mid-Romantic period. Look at this, we have 25 analogs. So this is from Speaker's Corner. So let me give you a little catalog of what you can get on Analog Productions. Michael, Poetry on Plastic, threw this in my hand. So from one of our digs together, he tossed this to me and says, you need to have this. It's going to sound incredible. And as usual, Michael was right. It did sound incredible, and very much enjoyed it. A lot of Brahms, I always think of just piano works, quiet piano, because he was a virtuoso pianist. And I never thought of his symphonies, which he had 4. Well, this is the first one of them. It took him 14 years to write this. 14 years to write it and finally play it. It's like the Guns N' Roses of the 18th century, to get an album out. People are going, hey, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Yeah. I'm getting there. He just wasn't making it happen. But he finally did after 14 years. And people listened to it and he says, hey, man, that's like Beethoven's 10th Symphony, isn't it? In which he actually used some of the rhythm from Beethoven's Third Symphony he had thrown in there. But people just kept saying it's really similar to his Ninth Symphony. And Brahms's answer to all that was, well, any ass can see that. So Brahms seemed a little bit cranky about the whole thing. He was, yeah, well, so what? You know what? Yeah, it does. But, Beethoven died. He's from Germany. They thought he's going to be the next Beethoven. And that was actually kind of hoped for by a lot of people. But, again, he only did 4 symphonies, but he was very prolific, especially with his Brahms lullabies. I mean, who doesn't want those? Well, they actually make me sleepy, but it is a lullaby after all. But he did do a lot of other works. But writing a symphony, he did say once that writing a symphony is not a laughing matter. And yeah, it was very, very tough. But again, he was expected to be the next Beethoven, which is something he really didn't want to be. But great sounding album, Brahms' First Symphony. This is very exciting music. It's easy on the ears. If you're not into classical, this is a nice one to buy because you don't have to be heavy into it to get everything. I mean, I do like the 1800s, the classical music that from the Romantic period. So Brahms' First Symphony. Thank you, Michael Poetry and Plastic, for the recommendation. That's what we got this week. Thank you as always for hanging out with me and doing it. And again, happy Record Store Day. Hope you get everything that you desire, or if you don't go, that you go support your record store anyway. Damn it, go and buy a used album. Wait for the lines to go down. Make it big for them. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.